It's Parachute 2014, and it is so good to be speaking in the Rhema Media tent to the incredible Newworldson. Little smattering of applause. It's actually quite early in the morning, which is not the best time for musicians, I'm guessing. And you guys just did the most incredible set last night on the main stage of Parachutes. I mean, how did that feel? Because it was a pretty good crowd.
It was an amazing crowd. It felt great. You know, we got in on Thursday, so we had a couple days to acclimatize to the time change coming from Canada and the U.S. And as soon as we hit the stage and seeing the thousands of people that were joyful and into it and worshiping, it was amazing. Yeah.
How does Newworldson work? Because I've seen you guys before in England, and it was a bit of a different look band. Do you just pull musicians in from all the people you know? Or?
Yeah, we're an extended family of musicians for sure back home. You know, I mean, in fact, it might surprise a lot of people to know that this configuration actually predates the original lineup of Newworldson. Like, we actually went on tour together, the six of us, in Europe in 2005, and really built a strong relationship on that tour. And so, you know, I mean, if I recall, I think John actually taught our original bass player, Rich Moore, how to play the bass. So, you know, we just slide different members in and out, and right now we're going to run with this team and see where it goes.
If we started a round of who knows the most famous person, I think you guys would win pretty easy. In fact, you two just toured with Alicia Keys and the Rolling Stones, is that right?
Not exactly.
Okay, well, tell me what. How have I got that wrong?
Well, we've toured with Alicia Keys for 7 years on and off. And we did 3 out of 4 of our major tours, but the Rolling Stones we just recorded with. We never toured with.
What was that all?
That's okay. Well, I thought it was going to be an exciting story, but
well, it could have been. One thing I'd also like to mention is that Chops Horns happened to be on Newworldson's first CD and on their 4th CD. So a lot of our fans, or should I say Newworldson fans, you've heard us, but now you get to see us.
Yes. And it was certainly worth the wait, because you guys are attractive men. I mean, is that okay for me to say?
Yeah.
Cool.
I just talked to you, obviously the guitarist, but last night, incredible solo on the spoons, which is nice, and it's so easy to travel with spoons, isn't it? You just open the cutlery drawer.
Oh yes, well, you know, when I run out of cornflakes and soup, you have to do something with those spoons. And I've always been my first instrument is bongos and congas and percussion. And I saw an old gentleman playing spoons. I had to be around 10 years old, and I was fascinated. That was something I didn't have to go to the music store to find. All I had to do was make my way to the kitchen. So I picked up a pair of spoons, and just having that rhythm in me, I figured out how to play spoons, and never thought that I would, to this day, that people would come up to me from all over the world and say, "Would you play the spoons?" And I said, "What about the guitar? What about me singing? What about I tap dance or whatever?" They said, "Oh no, I just want to hear you play those spoons."
Yeah.
So that's becoming more popular. I was very surprised, but also I was blessed. When we did a clinic yesterday, I asked the audience, we were asked Mark, he asked how many drummers in the house, and a lot of hands went up. How many bass players? The hands went up. How many guitar players? Hands went up. Then I walked up and I said, how many spoon players? And I was surprised to see many hands went up. So I had not planned on playing the spoons at the clinic. So I just took it upon myself. I went back, I grabbed my spoons out of my case and came up and I just started playing the spoons.
That's great.
And the audience just lost it.
That's great. To the average person, it looks like you guys just jump up on stage and you're having a lot of fun and it's quite organic, and I get the feeling that you probably don't have to practice a lot together to pull off what you do. Is that true?
Yeah, we don't practice much. We generally, as a band, you know, when we learn a song, it's very skeletal. We'll learn it, you know, in a rehearsal room. Just the basic groove, the chord progression, the lyrics. and then we play it because we play so much, and it develops over time in front of an audience. So in front of a live audience, it's not rocket science. You just watch how they respond to certain things that you might do in a song, and you go, that worked. And the amount we play, I mean, you know, in one form or the other, we'll play a couple hundred shows a year.
Yeah.
So those arrangements develop quickly, and they change over time too, because, you know, it just works. You see what works.
Yeah.
And a lot of bands these days, I don't think they have that opportunity, because a lot of bands are tied to backing tracks. So there's no room to do that. You know, we come from a generation and a philosophy of music where it's very improvisational, and we let the spirit kind of move if it's going to go one way, or maybe it needs to be a little quicker tonight, or the pocket's got to change.
Yeah.
And we're all open to that, you know, and kind of let the spirit take it for every night, every crowd.
Yeah. Mark, I'll stay with you because we've talked about the spoons. Last night you played the mic stand.
Yeah.
And it was just an incredible drum solo, percussion type thing on a microphone stand, which was incredible. Is that something you could incorporate in the show often, or was that, hey, tonight I'm just going to go and play the mic stand? Some nights it could be, I'm going to play the stage.
It first started years ago when I was playing nightclubs, just small rooms maybe this size. And I remember one night we were playing, and you know, that you had one of those audiences that just had their back to you and they were talking and no one's paying attention. So I just was doing a drum solo, and I got up and I just started playing people's tables. I went around and started playing their tables and their chairs and their glasses and their wine glasses, whatever. And all of a sudden I had a whole captive audience. And I did that for many years, and then getting to obviously a big stage like last night, I can't walk around and play
people's tables.
Yeah, so I guess I don't remember when, but I discovered that a mic stand actually had that effect.
Yeah.
And it's like a mic there, so you can hear it.
Yeah.
And it had that same kind of.
Who saw that last night? That was amazing, wasn't it? That was incredible. And actually, I might have been the only one, but actually made me feel like a massage. Just looked good, looked therapeutic for some reason.
Next time.
Yeah, next time maybe I can get up, microphone in the mouth.
You should work that out with your therapist.
Yeah.
I have to say, the sound men around the world, they hate that guy. They really don't like him.
I never tell them. I just do it. They got to get their controls.
Your style of music, it sort of transcends all genres. You can't really bump into a person that wouldn't love to hear and experience what you guys do, which must make you incredibly popular. How do you choose which places you're going to go around the world and fill your card, so to speak?
We just go wherever the love is, to be very honest.
Is there love here?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and that's just the God's honest truth. I mean, we've always just challenged ourselves to be as eclectic as we want to be. And for some markets that's confusing and maybe not what they're looking for, and for some people it's exciting. And so, like I say, we just go wherever people understand what we do and give us the permission to be who we are. And so that's why our tour schedule looks like, you know, random dots on a world map, because it's like but we've been blessed in that way because we've been able to travel internationally all around the world. We haven't just been stuck to kind of any one region. We've been able to be influenced by different people and different people's testimonies and different music and culture, and we just keep incorporating all that stuff into the music.
Yeah. Last night you played There Is a Way, which is probably one of your radio singles.
Sure.
How do you package up what you do, which is obviously, for a live event, and then put it into a radio single like that? Is that something you've got to think hard about? Is it just happen?
To be very honest, I think in that situation, it's important to embrace the difference between radio and live music, because they're very different forums, different arenas. And people are, when they're listening to the radio, they're physically in a different space. They're in their cars, or they're listening to songs on their iPod. I feel like radio is a very personal experience. It's very one-on-one. And so we treat the production of music very differently. For radio, we like to get to the point. We like to highlight the melodies and the vocals. Whereas the live experience is very visceral. It's a little chaotic. It's a little hectic. And so I think it's important for a band like this to sort of to adapt to the two forums instead of trying to take what we do live and force radio to play that. It just wouldn't work, and we shouldn't try to make that work, because live music feels the way it does because there are hundreds or thousands of people gathered together, because there is all that sound pressure being moved in the air. Well, radio is just a different environment, and so as a songwriter, I want to present those songs in completely different ways, based, depending on how people are receiving that message in music.
Yeah. You obviously have a common faith, share of faith. How does your faith play a role in the music that you make?
Well, you want to start over here? All right, we'll keep this brief. But basically, I feel that every time I'm on stage, I'm thanking God for the talent that He gave me, and I'm trying to show my joy and to exchange my joy with the audience, and maybe shake somebody up out there that has God in here, but he's kind of locked. And if they can shake him and let him loose, then my job was done.
Yeah. That's good. Anyone else want to have an answer of that one?
All I can say is I read the Bible all the time. Matter of fact, every day. And there's one thing that I discovered, and seeing all the word that's in the Holy Bible, I came up with one conclusion. I said, let Christ in your heart and discover not who God is, discover who you are. And like over the years, and every day I discover a little bit more about myself, because I've done that. And like Jesus said, no one has ever seen the Father but me. And the only way to the Father is by me. So I said, okay, well, good. I'm going to let you in my heart, and I'm going to discover who I am.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's good.
The only thing I would love to add to what Leroy just said and what my colleague Dave just said is this is a wonderful opportunity. I know that I've been given a gift by the Lord, and it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to share that. But not only that, but to remind everybody that we all have this gift from the Lord.
Yeah.
And I encourage people, what do you think I should do for a living? What is it you like to do? That is one thing that you'll always excel in life, is doing something you love to do. Eventually that will catch up and really, really pay off for you in a wonderful way. And share that with everybody.
That's awesome. Well, you guys are some of the best musicians that I've ever seen, and together it's just an amazing experience. Thanks so much for coming to New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, Newworldson. Thank you, guys.
It's Alan Peters' endorsement, eh?
I got one more thing to say.